Welcome back, everybody, to the Houston Texans Madden 21 rebuild franchise, where we have basically restarted the series in a way, trading away so many veterans to revamp this roster and add draft picks for the future. We made a ton of changes last episode, and it was a really fun episode to go through. I've never made trades like that before in a series. I've never felt like I had to until that point. And then we watched a game and we played so well, and a big reason why is because of our new quarterback, Jordan Love. As I mentioned last episode, who knows if he is the starting quarterback of the future for this team, but if he plays like he did in the last episode, he's going to have that chance. I really liked watching him play, and I forgot to show you the stats at the end of that video, so let's go through those quick. Again, this was a 24-9 victory. We really won this game in every facet. And Jordan Love had 300 yards in his Texans debut with 2 touchdowns. There was 1 pick on a nice play by Miles Jack, and he was 23 of 26, 11.6 yards per attempt. That's a really impressive performance for Jordan Love. Matty Grubbs had 74 yards rushing, 26 of those came after contact after 3 broken tackles. We stuffed their running game, and that was very impressive to do. And then Gordon Norwood, 7 catches, Jermaine Candidate, Amari Jones. These numbers might not seem like phenomenal, they're solid, but just watching them play, I really liked how they were able to separate and give Love those open looks, and that's why he completed almost 90% of his passes. The offensive line didn't really show any issues either. We blocked well for Jordan Love. And then defensively, obviously we stopped the run very well, and I think that our secondary battled pretty well, and we didn't really give up big plays to Jacksonville. Now that was, I'd say, one of the easier matchups. Jacksonville isn't all that great here in the series. So today we'll continue on and see how we play in another matchup. But now we're at the trade deadline in week 8. Is there anything more we want to do with this team before we get past the deadline? We already traded away like 7 players. So nobody who has like expiring deals and is a veteran is actually still on the roster. And obviously we don't have a lot of veterans now. Normally in these seasons I'm talking about, yeah, we have some big decisions to make for contracts. We have a couple, I guess, this year, but it's so easy. We have like $100 million in cap space. So anybody that I'm interested in is probably still going to be on the team. I guess we'll decide on Jermaine Candidate, but this is probably going to happen. And Isaiah Fletcher, this is definitely going to happen. So why don't we offer him a 3-year contract and try to boost this up a bit. This would be in the range of $6 million a year. And Isaiah Fletcher signs the contract extension. On paper, the game would call Fletcher a number 2 corner, and I think at 81 overall, with ratings like coverages all in the 70s, that does make sense, but he's a starting caliber corner, and I think he's going to be a big part of our defense in this rebuild. So the plan today is just to make a little more progress in this series and see what direction we're going in. We started 0-4, then played really well for 2 games. Now at the trade deadline, where do the Texans go from here? Wow, Doug Tulloch's blocking archetype is actually a 28. Oh well, some of that will get better even if you go with like possession here. Like, you'll get 8 ratings going up sometimes, legitimately. We do have to decide now who's going to play at corner because Jeremiah Brown is coming off the injury report and Lynn Cox has been playing in his spot the entire season. He does have a pick, 35 tackles, and 1 deflection with 11 catches allowed. Right now, I'm not all that concerned about how high we're picking in the draft, because to me, we're not looking for a quarterback, so I would like us to play well, and I think the more wins we have, the better that probably means that Jordan Love is playing, and if we don't have to draft a quarterback, that is obviously the ideal situation to be in. But on the left-hand side here, you notice we're going to have a ton of early picks, so hopefully we have a chance to make all of those count. Because we have so many picks there, I'm probably scouting not just the entire first round, but the entire first 2.5 rounds. So we know exactly what we can do at the top of this draft. One spot we haven't really addressed that I would like to in this upcoming draft is at safety. We obviously traded Terrell Edmunds, and I've only scouted a few safeties, and literally all 3 are first round talents. Here we have Carl Zahn, who is an early first round talent from Wisconsin. Then there's Tevin Tyson, a mid-first talent, and Andrew Combs, another mid-first talent. So already it looks like safety is going to be a good spot for us to address, and there are so many more players projected to go in the first 2 rounds. We had a great time in the debut of Jordan Love with the Houston Texans, but we do drop our next game against the Denver Broncos. The defense had more of an off day, giving up 31 points, but Jordan Love threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, another very high quarterback rating. Looks like he had another good day. Drew Lock had a good day against our defense. Jonathan Taylor now with the Broncos, 66 yards on the ground. Manny Grubbs held to just 44. And receiving, Cortland Sutton, 10 for $125. I wonder if the stats will tell us who gave up some of that production. Amari Jones, 5 for 91. Big day for KJ Hamler. Noah Fant, 71 yards. Taylor in the passing game. Norwood caught a touchdown in this one. So did Craig Red and Jeremiah Bradham, as both teams really spread the football around in this one. 2 sacks given up by Brendan McMullen, and I would say that he hasn't quite played up to his ratings so far. He does have some weaknesses, and because of that, I think his overall rating can be a little bit misleading. His skills are very boom or bust. Still think he's a starting tackle, but he's probably going to have a lot of tough matchups here against the top edge rushers. Today, Bradley Chubb got the best of him in this game. 13 more tackles for Joe Jackson. He might end up leading the league in that category. And Stephen Garvin got a pick. He's a backup edge rusher. Interesting. For catches allowed, 6 to Joe Jackson, 6 to Trevor Underwood. That's where I think about the KJ Hamler yardage, maybe on a deep ball. And how about Marquise Brown gave up 4. Maybe he's the one that gave up the yardage then to Cortland Sutton. So just how deep is safety then? Ross Felton, late second rounder. I still put players on the board that are a little bit overrated because if they slip a little bit in the draft, I might still end up taking them. So if I think there's even a chance of me drafting them, they still make it to the draft board. Another first round option, an early first round talent, TJ Reed from Michigan. So a couple early first round options already. Joe Jackson is a 77 overall. He is 25 years old, and this year he has 65 tackles, 3 for a loss, 3 sacks. I really like the way he plays, and I would like to give him a contract extension. This fair offer to me isn't very fair, especially when other linebackers were making like 5 times this money. I know like Zach Cunningham's contract is much more than this, and I'd say like with him being a high 70s player, like his ratings weren't that far off, and I think Jackson's even better. So I'm going to boost this contract up a bit then and offer him 3 years, $12 million. I still feel like that's like a low offer. $4 million a year, Jackson signs the extension. I do wonder how much the position ranking is accounted for in those contract demands. Number 44 inside linebacker, so they'd probably consider him to be backup caliber or maybe a low tier starter. Why don't we take care of this contract for candidate? I already know that I want to keep him on the team. He has star development, and I want to see him and Jones continue to develop. So we will take this up to about 18.5. Sounds pretty good. And that's another extension taken care of. Back to Brendan McMullen. We see that his top archetype is an 83. And that's why he's an 83 overall. Whatever your best archetype is determines your overall rating. So his agile ratings have him at 71 agile. They could be even lower, and he'd still be an 83. But these finesse ratings here are why I think you see him give up a lot of pressure at times in the right matchup or the wrong matchup, and that's going to make him just a more inconsistent player. But we'll try to get that agile skill up a little bit. He becomes an 84 overall now. And 2 pass block finesse is nice. That brings it up to 73, but that run block finesse is still just 69. Now, another thing with this team that we got to think about too is we don't really have a blocking tight end, and I think that is holding us back a bit. I do watch, like, all right, why aren't these runs working a little bit better? I like to get some more outside runs, and if you don't have a tight end that can seal the edge, you're just not getting outside. And I think, like, obviously the strong side of our formation is obviously going to be McMullen plus a tight end. That's not a great run blocking duo right there, so another tight end is probably going to be a target this offseason. He gets the zone upgrade, awareness, play rec, zone coverage on the rise. That's now back-to-back losses for Houston, and we did not have a very good day on offense, putting up only 233 yards. Jordan Love avoided the interception, 17 of 31, 208. Just really couldn't get much going here against New England. Zach Moss, 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard, 77 yards. Grubbs, less than a yard per carry. Amari Jones had 5 for 84. Craig Red, 6 for 61. But not much here for the passing game, as Robert Bullard gave up 2 sacks, and we appeared to get some good pass rush in this one. Jabari Carr, 2 sacks. Edison, Richards, Borden, Phillips again. He had a sack in last episode as well. Even though we keep losing, this division is just not that strong this year, so I guess we're still in the division playoff hunt. But how are the Lions doing now after the trade to acquire Deshaun Watson? They've lost 2 in a row, so they're 1-2 since getting him. They're 4-4. They did end up re-signing Watson, so I'm glad that worked out for them. They signed him to a 5-year, $210 million contract. That is huge. $42 million a season. Those are the cap numbers then, and if I were them, I'd just add a 6th year onto it, just so at least at the very end you get 1 year of cap relief, because signing bonuses are spread across the first 5 years of a contract. Just in the NFL, nobody gets more than 5 years on a deal most of the time. If they do, it's a quarterback. But Madden doesn't usually have any deals longer than 5 years unless you yourself offer them. So those are the cap hits for Watson. And let's check the game log here. 3 picks in the last game against Green Bay. That's the way it's been the last 20 years. You got to beat Green Bay to win this division. No, I guess at this point it's actually longer than 20. It's closer to 30. Anyway, on to Seattle now. That's a tough matchup. We get another injury too, and it's to Josh Richards. 3 weeks now with a torn labrum he's going to miss part of his rookie campaign. And we now know he has star development. That has been revealed. What about Manny Grubbs? Has he played the snaps yet? Grubbs, not there. He's still 141 away. More development on the way. Jabari Carr, we now go with the power rushing. I went with a finesse last time, and that even gets a little bit better. 88 overall, 24 years old, and here's what he's done in his career. I don't quite think yet we've gotten like what you expect from 88 overall play. I'd like to see more pass rush from him, and hopefully when we're watching the games we see more of it. There's a chance Ben Williamson ends up actually becoming like a solid starter for us. He actually gets onto the field now at left guard. We'll see what happens. We have a lot of picks to make, so replacing players shouldn't be all that difficult. I do like that he has the high strength, though I look for that at guard, and he is a better run blocker than pass, and that's also what I look for at guard. A lot of things are going to depend on where this class is strong, and I haven't even started with the offensive line, the interior anyway, but guard isn't super deep by the looks of things. So that's where maybe we just let Williamson play. especially if all these players are going to be overrated. Then I have to look at the tackle class, and that's not even looking all that promising yet. That will take us into our next game now. We take on the Seattle Seahawks. They are 6-2. I'd like to get into this game and watch Jordan Love and everybody else. DK Metcalf, Jamal Adams, Russell Wilson, Chris Carson. Not a ton has changed there. Looks like Wilson is regressing now. He's 36 years old. Still excellent ratings. And then Chris Carson is 30. DK Metcalf, William Fields, Tyler Lockett. Should be a good test for us today against a solid 6-2 team. Russell Wilson versus Jordan Love here in this matchup. I really liked watching him play in that previous game. And so far in the simulating, his stats have looked pretty solid. So now we take on the Seattle Seahawks. Game 4 for Jordan Love as a Houston Texan. And we'll see him right away in this one at the 25-yard line. Houston sets up and will open with a run to Manny Grubbs. And he won't have much here. Here's Jordan Love back to pass, setting up a screen. And there is a penalty marker down. Looks like a hold. Don't normally see those on halfback screens here in this game. But Robert Bullard has the tough matchup at left tackle. I don't remember who he's matched up against. But second down and 18. Jordan Love has time. This is complete for a very short gain. Third and long now for Love. He's got the time. Dumps it off, and there's plenty of daylight. Manny Grubbs has the first down. Gain of 18 yards. A play fake now, working to the left. Love throws, and that one must have been off the mark. Third down again for Houston. Seattle brings 4. Love outside the pocket now. He's going to stop, and he will wait too long. That's a play where you just got to take off. Either throw it somewhere or just run. That'll get the football to Seattle. DK Metcalf, top of the screen, across from Isaiah Fletcher. And here's Chris Carson. Breaks initial contact and bulldozes his way across the 25. Russell Wilson to throw on second down. That one's hauled in for a first down and up to the 44-yard line. That is Fields. Also, Khaleke Hudson is playing today. He's active again, so we're healthy at linebacker once more. As Wilson is blitzed, and he's got to throw that one out of bounds. That was Hudson who got the pressure. Going empty now as we show even more of it and bring 5. And Wilson won't get away this time. Sacked by Stephon Ferris. Edge rusher could just be one of those positions in this game where it takes a little more time. 4 sacks now on the year for Ferris. He's been far improved. And we get even more pressure on Wilson. So perhaps Seattle, 5 years further into the future, still hasn't done enough to fix their offensive line. Them and the Vikings just in this game of seeing who can fail at fixing that spot the longest. I think Minnesota's losing that one, by the way. And that's going inside the 10. We start backed up. Love hands to Grubbs, and he's got some daylight. He's across the 15-yard line, and that's exactly how you want to start a drive like this. Running the stretch now. Nice block by Norwood, and Grubbs is up to the 30, and he's not done there. We got to run that one back. I was talking earlier, being very critical about specifically blocking on stretch plays. When I saw this personnel, I knew this was a possibility. But a really good job here by Norwood, and McMullen gets into the second level. Amari Jones with a good block. That's a very nice play. Now, if we can do that consistently, then I'm not so worried about addressing tight end or anything regarding that. 1st and 10, Love off the fake. He's got Amari Jones into Seattle territory, and Love is 4 of 5. Love wants to throw on 1st down and hits the short throw. It's Jones ahead to the 1st down marker, and they will give it to him. So we're seeing Amari handle those short routes really well now as the route running continues to get better. And now Grubbs tries the left side. Good defense by Seattle. I do think we have to be a good stretch running team. So whatever it takes to get there if we're not already. Short run here for Grubbs. I just have really focused a lot in recent years now, thinking about the running back position, running the football. Like, I think you need to have a good big play element there as Love overthrows Red. Almost had him for the touchdown. I'm telling you, just watching Kyle Shanahan and that San Francisco offense really changed the way I kind of look at the running back position and how they run the football. They have home run hitters. That's it. Everybody on that team in that backfield can break the big play. They did it with Matt Breida. They did it with Raheem Mostert. They did it with Jerick McKinnon this year. And I look at that and I'm like, yeah, if you're going to run the football, you need to have players who can take one a long way every now and again. But I also think you have to call the plays that can eventually get you those plays that go the distance. And that's why I want to be a good stretch team and get outside the tackles. So 3-0 Houston. That was a very fun drive to watch. And now Seattle with one of their own getting into plus territory. 13 to Disley. Into the red zone they go. 3rd and 3. Got it to Chris Carson for 6. Down 4 now as we take over. Grubbs makes the catch. He gets a lot of those in the simulating. Then Craig Red for 23 yards. 3rd and 16, we trade penalties. I'll take that. Into the red zone, Amari for 9. 6 to Grubbs, and a Calvin Paulson rushing touchdown. Really? I'll take it. 10 to 7, Houston. And a 3-and-out now for the Seahawks as we take over. Another penalty there. Jermaine candidate for 4. 3rd and 1. Intercepted by DJ Reed. So Love hasn't had too many interceptions as a Texan, but that one looks to be turning into points. And they get the touchdown to lock it. See if Love can bounce back this time. It's Jones for 12, Grubbs for 6, then candidate for a 1st down. 3rd down and 8. We get 8, but it's not enough apparently, so we just give it to Paulson. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. We do stall and make it a 1-point game. Seattle taking over, 3 and change to go in the first half. As we see the Lions go down a touchdown, down below. Nice tackle here by Khaleke Hudson. Oh, Deshaun Watson intercepted on his first pass of the day as the Vikings take the early lead there. 2:40 left to go. Carson on the carry gets some room this time, and a flag is down. That should back him up. On 2nd and 12, Wilson dumps this off, and Fletcher makes the stop at the 31-yard line. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We're showing pressure here. And here we come. It's Wilson on target for the 1st down, right in front of Marquise Brown. Now, corner is one of those spots where I do feel good about who we have on the roster, but there's always room to add, like a lockdown corner, as we get the rush now from Hugh Lincoln, helping fill in for Josh Richards. I don't think we have anybody who is like a shutdown corner. We have solid corners. I would compare it to like when the Vikings had like Xavier Rhodes, Trey Waynes, Mackenzie Alexander. More solid than locked down. And we are going to force the punt here now. Or no, it's 3rd down. You get 4 downs here in American football. It's 3 in Canadian football. So now 3rd down and 8. Wilson facing another blitz. Gets it away, and Carson gets out of bounds. 4th down. 14-13, and the second half opens with a big penalty by Trevor Underwood. Seattle gets the drive jump-started, and they are across midfield. There goes Chris Carson for 28. Red zone trip, 3rd and 5. Don't get it. Field goal. One more sim drive for the offense. Grubbs gets 7. His rushing numbers today are pretty solid as he picks up the 1st down. Where's the rotation, though? 3rd and 9, candidate for 24. Now at the Seattle 40. 3rd and 10, only get 3. That one is good for Blankenship. It's a 1-point game again. Very close game here in the 3rd quarter as Seattle takes over. We get more pressure on Wilson, and the pass is broken up for Metcalf. That was Fletcher. We're doing a really good job of disrupting Wilson, and we'll do it again here. He gets hit as he throws, and Wilson is incomplete. He got lucky on that. Consistent pass rush today for Houston. I think that's a big reason why the game is close. And they set up the screen, get it out there, and there's Justin Reed. Excellent play. Houston back on offense. It's 1st and 10 from the 34. Jordan Love back to throw. He's got time, and now running with it. On the move. Got his man, candidate! And he hangs on at the 34-yard line. That's what I want to see. Now Houston going empty. I hope this isn't that screen, but it is. Manny Grubbs. Oh, wow. Still going to the 1st down marker. Just didn't get the great block from candidate, but he was able to make a play anyway. 7 catches now for Manny Grubbs. Over 100 scrimmage yards. And he runs this one right into a defender. Oh, that's Horn who's shaken up. He is their edge rusher that's up against Bullard. So that is a big loss for the Seattle defense. 6 catches now for candidate as we run left. There's Grubbs for a 1st down and then a late penalty. So now we're backing up. They penalized Ben Williamson on that play. 3rd down and 23. Love with a laser downfield, and candidate was out of bounds. So here is Blankenship again now, attempting one from 54 for the lead. Blankenship, not even close. Seattle takes over. Seattle football now, good field position. As Wilson gets a bit more time, but still has to throw it away. They have not had a very big game in the air. DK Metcalf hasn't done much to this point. Now it's 3rd down and 4. Wilson steps up, and again he's throwing it away. We're making this tough on Wilson. We can go win this game. We can pull off the upset. Now how far backed up will we be? That's a touchback. Thank you. At the 20-yard line, we start with Grubbs, and that time Norwood led a defender in the backfield. Already a 3rd and long. Have to get to the 30-yard line for a 1st. And Love gets time. Looks outside. That is a catch. Jermaine Candidate on the comeback. Almost a 100-yard day for Candidate. And now Love pulls it back. He's going to get hit at the 36-yard line by Jamal Adams. Now we go on to the 4th quarter, looking to pull off the comeback. Their stadium looks so good here in game. One of my favorites. I still don't think I've played in Las Vegas. I really want to see that stadium in game. Love has to throw this one away. 3rd and 9 now. And here goes Love. Downfield. And it's overthrown for Candidate. Good coverage again by Seattle. Now the punt. And this one shouldn't be returnable. Fair caught at the 25-yard line. Stretch to start the drive. Flag down. Nice tackle by Khaleke Hudson. And now I'm wondering if there's something wrong with Chris Carson because he hasn't been in the game, it seems, for a little while. Sanford is in at running back as Seattle faces a 1st and 17. Wilson steps back. Throws complete. Nice pickup. They get the lost yardage back. We're actually ranked 9th in sacks this year. I'm impressed with that. So we are getting better in that department. It's taken a little while. 2nd down and 6. We send a little pressure now as they get Sanford on the screen, and he picks up 5. 3rd and short now. They'll run it. Jackson's there. He makes the play. I was watching him from the snap when I knew it was a run. Joe Jackson makes another play. Jordan Love trying to pull off this comeback. What a win this could be for Houston. This would definitely be an awesome victory. 1st and 10 with 9 minutes to go. Starting at our own 22, here is Jordan Love. Under pressure, he fires, and that one is off the mark as he got rushed. Tried again on 2nd down. McMullen with his hands full, and Love downfield. It's caught. That's Candidate. They finally connect on the big one. 40-yard catch. One of the biggest days receiving for Jermaine Candidate. He's 8 for 138. But we're not done there. 1st and 10. Love again to throw. Downfield. This is incomplete for Craig Red. Love 2nd and 10. McMullen almost giving up the pressure, and Jones is out of bounds. I'm watching McMullen pretty much every rep here, and he's not like winning all of them convincingly. He's just kind of standing in with Jones downfield. Let's go! Touchdown! They forgot about him. Amari Jones gets behind the defense and makes the play. What I was saying, though, about McMullen is he's losing like the first couple of steps, and then he's able to kind of recover. So he's not winning a lot of the snaps like outright when he does win. So it's making me kind of nervous on some of these passes that Love is about to get destroyed. But a 2-point try now after the Amari Jones touchdown. And that is cut by Candidate. We're up by 7. All right, what did they do on this touchdown? I think this has to be the strong safety. Somebody's supposed to be covering the middle here. One of these two safeties didn't get depth. I don't know who it was, but it's just Jones right up the seam. That's a pretty bad busted coverage. Oh, judging by the play art here, I think that would have been the free safety. Because from the blitz side, the safety's supposed to play that purple zone, so I think that would have been Jamal Adams. Yeah, there are some issues here with deep zone logic, so this should have been the free safety's responsibility the whole way. Lions down 7, by the way, in the 4th quarter to the Vikings, as the Seahawks may have just lost some yardage there to start this possession. Defense trying to protect this lead. 2nd and 12. Only a 3-man front here. We drop 8 in coverage. Wilson wants to run and dump it off now. It's Metcalf. And that's one of his only catches of the ball game. How many is it? Like 2? Yeah, 2 for 23 yards. Now he brings some pressure. Wilson escaping, fires across the middle. It's Tyler Lockett. We almost broke that up. Big conversion for Seattle. You know that Russell Wilson can pull off these ridiculous plays. He's running with it again. Dumps this to Lockett. So he's running to set up the throw here. We haven't seen him scramble. We haven't even really seen Jordan Love scramble to actually pick up yards. So 2nd down and 5. This is Wilson on the keeper. He's wrapped up by Underwood. Double stack look. It's 3rd and 5 with the screen set up. Here's Sanford, and he makes a move. He's close. He reaches, and he did get it. No way. No. I kind of want to challenge that, but I just don't feel like I'll win it. Is it worth the challenge? Because I thought he was short. I'm challenging it anyway. We're not really going to get a great look at it here. The game will just confirm if he got it or not. And it is still 1st down. But they didn't charge us with a timeout, so maybe they moved the ball and they still converted. I still got my timeouts, so 1st down Seattle. 2 really annoying conversions here by the Seahawks on this drive. Just please cover Metcalf. Wilson with time now. Outside and hauled in for a gain of 7. Up the middle here, Sanford gets some room, and that's another conversion for Seattle. Trips to the right now. Wilson, there's Carr. He goes up top and is intercepted. Badly underthrown. It's Underwood on the pick. And Houston makes another key play. They take over, still up by 7. Let's check this one out. What happened here exactly? Underwood's playing the deep zone with 3 receivers all on one side. And Wilson underthrows it. He does get the pass away cleanly though. But that's not going to work. Although Underwood really saved Jeremiah Brown here because he lost Lockett entirely. If Underwood isn't there playing the deep zone, that's a Tyler Lockett touchdown most likely, or he's down inside the 5. And that's why you have safety help. 1st and 10. Houston takes over. Here goes Grubbs trying to win the game. There was a lot of warping there, and he gets 10. Now it's Love on the keeper, and he will get a few yards as we get closer to the 3-minute mark. Only 8 yards rushing in this one for Jordan Love. 2nd down and 5 now for Houston. It's Grubbs once again, and he's stopped by Jamal Adams. Key 3rd and 1. Seattle wants the football back, and they may get it. They just stuffed James Golden. No, he got the 1st down. Are you serious? Well, I thought they gave them a bad spot for a 1st down on the last drive, so now we're even with 2 minutes to play. Such a cool-looking stadium. High formation. Here goes Jeremiah Bradham, and he gets not much. McMullen gave up the inside rush there. Out of the eye. Trying Bradham once again, and he gets a couple. Seattle now 1 play away from getting the football back. I say throw it. Let Jordan Love try to win the football game. Or Grubbs, and he's going to be close, but he doesn't get there. Seattle calls their final timeout. Does Russell Wilson usually take these scenarios and go win the game? I can't seem to remember. We're giving him a chance, and that wasn't a great punt. You have to cover DK Metcalf. That's all. I've seen this before. Russell Wilson fires over the middle. It's caught for a 1st down. Quick start to this drive. Plenty of time for Seattle, having to go 50 yards. 8 in coverage. Wilson forced to throw it underneath as we got more pressure there from Jabari Carr. I wanted to see him step up. Today he's done it. I want him to play like a dominant impact player. 2nd down and 6. Wilson wants to run with it. He's chased and got it away and missed again for Metcalf. Three receivers top of the screen. Wilson over the middle. Metcalf's third catch of the ball game. It's a big first down. 1 minute left to go. Play fake. Wilson over the middle again. Nice coverage. Number 90. I can't actually remember who that is right now. We're sending some pressure now, it looks like. Wilson with time. It's caught inside the 20. Another close play that goes Seattle's way. They're out of timeouts. They have 32 seconds. Wilson, he gets it away outside and throws out of bounds. 27 seconds to go. Wilson throwing left. It's hauled in. Not getting out of bounds. Seattle might have one more play. 10 seconds left. They got to get to the end zone. Wilson on third down. Complete. They won't get it. And the Houston Texans have won the football game. What a win. Of course, you like to see a little more awareness there of the CPU to at least take a shot into the end zone. But that's a big win for us. We legit made this offense uncomfortable. Metcalf did not have a big day. Isaiah Fletcher pretty much shut him down. I said he wasn't a shutdown corner. Maybe I'm wrong. 24-17. How about that win? 300 yards in this one for Jordan Love. I thought he played pretty well again. Not as good as the previous game that we had watched. Threw some more passes away today. Would like to see him scramble a few times. But I'm happy with the offense once again. We're stepping up our level of play despite losing so many players. And today we got to see Jermaine Candidates have a very dominant performance. For the defense, I was very happy with their play. 3 sacks in this one, a pick for Underwood. And number 90 in coverage on that one play was Steven Garvin. Okay, forgot his number. Trevor Underwood made some big plays today and now gets an upgrade to 73 overall with zone coverage going up 1, now at 76. Jermaine Candidates had a very nice performance. We upgrade his physical archetype as he becomes an 84 now. And the route runnings are going up, strength as well, and spec catch. Justin Reed, our highest overall player at 89 overall, and there is a solid zone upgrade. Isaiah Fletcher, again, very happy with his play. I think he's been outplaying his ratings for his entire career. Amari Jones was a bit quieter in this game. We'll upgrade his deep threat archetype now. I think he's showing he can handle a lot of that short stuff, and his release is now at 89. And then we have Manny Grubbs, who I thought had a pretty good game also. We'll upgrade his elusive archetype, 73 overall. 2 awareness, 1 juke, 1 spin, and probably 2 games away from knowing his actual dev. Ooh, a breakout player in our next game. We might be watching the Tennessee matchup, especially because if we win, who knows with the AFC South. So if we watch that game, it's going to be a big opportunity for Jermaine Candidate. He already has star dev. This is to get him to superstar, and it's tough, especially at receiver. 3 touchdowns, $150. You're not putting up a ton of those games every year. But with his speed, if he catches like one 60-yard play, all of a sudden, it's possible. I feel we have to watch that. That game is just going to be too important now. So that is going to bring us to the end of this episode. A fun one here again in the Texans franchise. I continue to be impressed with the play we're getting from Jordan Love. We've seen 2 games now and then simmed a few more, and I don't think he's really had a bad game yet. This game here, he didn't do a ton, so I mean, that's the worst we've seen to this point. We can handle that as an off day. Manny Grubbs, 3.1 a carry. It's not going to be often rookie running backs, especially mid-round picks, end up with huge numbers, but he's contributing in the passing game. I like that. Amari Jones, 591, Candidate 534. Both are having a shot here of making it to 1,000 receiving yards this season. We'll see if either or both can get there. McMullen's given up 6 sacks now at tackle. And defensively, Joe Jackson, 3 sacks on the season. Ferris leads the team with 4. And we have 5 interceptions as a team. Leave your thoughts down below, everybody. What did you think of the episode today? And how do you feel about this team now with a handful of games to go in the season? Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all next time in the Houston Texans rebuild franchise. Have a great day.